Hi, I'm Debbie, and welcome to my channel, Divine Destiny with Debbie. Today we're doing our longer readings for May 1st through the 15th, 16th, 17th for my Virgos. Hello, my Virgos. Hope all is doing just wonderful for you. So this is the longer reading. I use 3 decks. I use my Doreen Virtue Angel Tarot cards. That gives us the main message, the main theme. Then I go to my John Holland Psychic Tarot and Oracle cards. That helps me kind of fill in those gaps. And then we end with any final advice from my Osha Zen Tarot cards. Okay, now I have prayed, meditated, and infused each deck with Reiki energy. This is also a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you. Take what you like, leave the rest. Okay, new moon, May 4th. It is in Taurus, so I think that will actually be very good energy for you. Remember, from the full moon to the new moon, waning moon, that is where you give things up. That's where you go and relinquish. That's where you clean out your closets. And from the new moon to the full moon is when you request. That's when you ask. That's when you, especially connect. Now, of course, the full moon is when I say release, relinquish, and request. So this one will be in Taurus, and I think that it'll actually be a very grounding energies for us. We do have a full moon coming up on the 18th, which will be in Scorpio, which will be Scorpio, this is going to be the delving. I mean, this is really going to be getting into stuff. This is about relationships. This is about cutting out the baloney. This is about looking at stuff and really seeing things as the naked truth, okay? So just be aware of it. We'll talk more about it next time around. Okay, let's go ahead and cut the cards. One card did pop out. Doreen Virtue, Angel Tarot cards. And the first 2 cards are reversed, so people that know me know that to me means that this is a more, this is like saying, hey, look at me. I've got a message that you really need to take seriously. Okay, so first card is the 2 of water. Water, of course, is our Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. It is fluid. It is emotional. Sometimes water can be very gentle and very refreshing also. I'm feeling this with this card. This is about a relationship that continues to grow closer, forgiveness, the powerful resolution of a conflict. So my Virgos, you don't like conflict. And a lot of times you will actually hide away from conflict and you will avoid it. It's kind of like, if I don't see it, it's not there. My daughter used to hide under a blanket, and I'd call for her and she goes, I'm not here. And I said, yes, you're under the blanket. And she'd be like, no, I'm not, because you can't see me. She's a Virgo. Okay, so it's like when it's like, I don't want to face it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to deal with it. Don't want to do any of that with it. Well, so that's my nice way of saying, yeah, you're going to. You're going to. Whatever it has been, you are going to face it. And actually, once you do face it, it does make you feel better and it makes you feel stronger. Now, a lot of times these conflicts can be within family. A lot of times they can be with work. But usually this is more family or emotional, or more with your significant other. So if there's something, it's like you're not, you have to, it's like you have to face it, because if, it's just like one of those things that you just have to do in life. It's like you have to, brushing, you should brush your teeth. You should brush your teeth, but you have to go to bed, okay? You have to at least sleep a little bit, okay? It's these things that you have to do. Because if you don't, it just eats at you, but it's like you have to. Okay, don't know what that's all about, but okay. Next card is also reversed, and this one's face down, so let's see what we have. The 5 of Fire. 5, of course, is our change cards. Change. Many times we see 555s, and that's like, hey, be aware, changes are coming. Doesn't have to be negative, doesn't have to be positive, okay? Fire, of course, is our Leo, Sagittarius, and our Aries energy, very consuming, very passionate energy. Now, it's kind of funny that here you have to face something. Well, here something is going to be changing. Now, are the 2 related? They could be. Be aware, because I don't necessarily think whatever this thing is that you have to face, whatever this is, and I think it's more relationship wise, interpersonal. I think that once you do it, it's going to be kind of like a burden is lifted from you. It's, it's like, this says competing goals, bothersome details, conflict with others. Yeah, it's not necessarily going to be comfortable, but it will actually work out for your better. It will actually work out for your better. It's like, and I don't think it's like somebody is finding out that a spouse or a relationship that they're cheating. It's not that. It's just something that when you find out about it, you're able to get help for it. Okay? So maybe there's somebody there that has an addiction, and I don't like to say that, but maybe there's but I have to say it because it's coming out of me. Maybe there's somebody out there that has an addiction, and once it's faced, it's like, well, now we can face it. You can see that, you still love that person, or that person still loves you, that caring is still there, and now we can work on it together. Because I'm feeling like that whatever this has been, whoever it is that has been hiding whatever this is, has been feeling very isolated. And now they need to be, now this is like, whew. And my Virgos, I feel, because remember, you've had that really strong spiritual awakening. It's like you've known about it. You've known in your psyche, you've known about it. It's just that you didn't want to really look at it. I'm hoping that this is, this could just be for a very small piece. I just know that whenever I get messages like this, it is for at least one person. Okay, let's go to this last card. And this is the Four of Fire. Again, that energy, that passionate, burning energy. Contentment, peace, and abundance, a happy home life, the successful completion of a project. Again, it is something, whatever this thing is, whatever this is, a couple of really good things come out of it. One is you face your fears, you face your dragons, you face your shadows, you faced it. And because of it, you can now be a part of making a better peace for this. This could also be about jobs. Yeah, this could definitely be about jobs. Not that you did anything wrong. I'm not saying that too, but maybe there's, it's like if you have a small business and you find out that the money isn't what you thought it was, okay? Okay, let's face it. Okay, now we can go to the bank and we can get a loan to cover it. It's because you weren't, two things. You did not want to face it, and you weren't fully aware of it. But because you do this in this time period, and I do think it is a shorter time period for you, my Virgos, this is a more focused reading for you. I do feel that you're able to then say, okay, it's not as big as it's not as big as I thought it was going to be. I was really worried, but now, hey, we'll get through this, okay? Whatever it is, you get through it. Okay. So let's go on to my John Holland Psychic Tarot and Oracle cards. What else can you tell from my Virgos? What else do they need to know? Can you clarify this for us a little bit? That Two of Water keeps pulling at my eyes, and it's like, this is something that I really feel this is more an interpersonal, but work can be very personal too. Okay, let's go ahead and cut and see what we have here. One, two, and three. And for my Virgos, I do need to tell you, I am an intuitive channeler, so it's like I get these thoughts, and I have to just say what comes through. Okay, this card. Okay, here we go. Reversed. Moving on. It's like, okay, what you did not know, was the shadow. That was the darkness. But now things are being revealed to you. And because of that, you can now move away from that situation. Okay? Next card. Again, reversed. Solitude. So part of this is with you, and this is on the Five of Fire with the competing goals. And when you look at her, what she's doing, I mean, basically, she's sitting there by herself. There is like, to me, that looks like a chess piece. It's is it the castle? I don't play chess, but it's this thing, that's, behind her. She is outside. She has this book in her hand, but if you really look at it, she's not necessarily reading it like this. It's not like this. It's more like this. It's like sharing this information. So I'm really, I'm feeling that this is something that, yes, you face it, whatever this is, you are now the one that is taking this in. You are now the one that needs to figure. I don't want to say that this is all on your shoulders, but you are now, feeling, well, that thing about it on your shoulders, you do definitely feel that it is on your shoulders, that you have to make this right, but it really isn't on your shoulders. It is something that's supposed to be shared. So when you do find this out, do not feel that this is yours to bear alone, okay? And even though I feel like this is going to be more, more two-partied. Now, it could be you and it could be a bigger party, but it is not yours to shoulder, okay? It's like you're not the one that has to fix it. You're not the one. You now know it. You can help to fix it, but it's not all on your shoulders, okay? So this is what I'm really feeling with that card. Now, this last card, things work out. And again, that's on the Four of Fire, that talks about contentment, peace, abundance, happy home life, successful completion. Here we go. Love begins. One. There's a 1 on here. New beginnings for this. And because of that, because you didn't shoulder the responsibility, you shared it. So it's like, if you had to carry something that weighed 100 pounds, you could not do it by yourself. But you brought in the other people and they helped you. Do you see what I'm trying to say with that? But because it's faced and, and it's shared, you move on. You move on with it. And it's really, really positive. It's really positive. And it's actually something that for my Virgos, like I said, many times over, you do not want to, to necessarily face it. You are excellent at organizing. You are excellent at figuring things out. But there is something, you do have this sensitivity that it's like, I just don't want to face it. I don't want to face it. You do face a lot. Don't get me wrong with that. But it's like, I don't want to face this. Okay. So now my Osha Zen Tarot cards for any final words of advice. Let's see what we got here. Okay. 3 cards down, over here, and here we go. Reversed. Go ahead, face it, whatever. This is a good thing. It is good for you. It is good for the whole situation. It is good. It is good. It is growth for you. It is, when you do this, you're like, wow. Like I said, it's a relief, it's a release, it's something that's very much like, this is lovely now, look at this, okay? So they want, and actually, I feel like this is a universal, universe saying, good job, my Virgos, you did it, okay? Let's go on to the next card. Again, this is on the 5 of Fire. This is on solitude. This is, and here we have exhaustion. A lot of this, you cannot carry it all yourself. You have to make sure you share it with that other party at least, because you also have to, besides watching out about that, this is kind of telling you to be careful that you don't take it all on yourself, because that's what you do, my Virgos. You do that a lot. It's like, okay, fine, just get out of my way, I'm going to fix it. It leaves you, not only, it leaves you resentful to that other person, and it also leaves you very, very tired, mentally, emotionally exhausted, okay? And what I was talking about, we're coming into that Scorpio full moon, the 18th. So, that's the time that it's just going to be like, it's going to be very purifying for relationships. So watch out for this, because the relationships that you have built are very strong. They are very solid relationships, and you just don't want to let whatever this was interfere with that. Okay? Now the last card, again, this is your mind. This is how your thoughts. You have to, so we have the Four of Fire saying good stuff, contented home life. We have love beginning, wonderful times. And then we have the Virgo mind that's looking through all the details and saying, okay, yeah, but if this happened, maybe it's going to happen again. Maybe this is going to do it. Hey, be careful of that. Be careful of that. This is more of a, let's go back to the celebration time. Let's go back to these three these three ladies that are out in the wind and the rain, and they're just dancing in the water. Let's go back to that, okay? Can you embrace your inner wild child? You need to embrace that inner wild child, okay? Once you face it, you need to embrace that inner wild child, because, you're being warned about, taking it on too much and overthinking things, okay? Where I'm just going to say, embrace the inner wild child that actually is in Virgos. You don't let it out to play too much, though. Go on, let it out. So, my Virgos, as always, know that you are loved and be blessed. Bye-bye.